Okay, so I'm curious, how many people have actually have a company or have started a company in the past? How many people want to start a company? All right, so hopefully, I think the ones that want to start a company, you'll get the most value from this, because I've had 11 companies. My first one was in 1996, and I failed so many times since then. So I'm getting the failure part really good, but I stand moving forward, and I think that's the most important part. Usually when people think about starting a company, it kind of follows a similar pattern. They go to work and they hate their boss. They're like, I can do that. I can run it better than them. And then they get frustrated and they quit their job. And then they go and they're like, oh, I have to skill up. I have to learn how to do all of these things. So like, oh, I have to get this degree, this certification. And then they're like, I have to build a website. So launch the website. And they're like, customers come, and they can't find any customers. How many people can relate to that? That was basically the first 11 times. I'm just joking. The first 10 times anyhow. The last one I started was a little bit different. And this is the topic of today's talk. It's about building, and it's not my term, I've stolen it from somebody else, called supply-demand tension. So the first scenario is about supply. Like, I make myself better, I'm building the supply, or I hire some people and I'm building the supply, and then there's no demand. There's no customers. Actually, the last time I did this, I had 2 customers 3 days before I had a company. And I got some contracts. I'm like, I'll be back in 3 days, and I'll sign them then because I don't actually have a company now. Much better option. So actually focus on the demand supply side. So I'll give you I've heard a story, and I'll share this story. So imagine you have an ice cream truck, right, on a hot day, and you take it to a park, and then you flip open the door, and you're like, hey, ice cream for sale. And people start coming up and buying some ice cream, and they're like, yeah, that's a little expensive. How about 2 for 1? And they start trying to haggle with you. Now, this is the same problem. It's the supply and demand. Like, you pull up, you have all of the supply, and you ask people to come up and try to get some demand. Now, if we flip it upside down, first, so you pull the truck up, and you don't open the door. Instead, what you do is you go around the park, and you tell people, hey, listen, I only have a little bit of ice cream. And if you're interested, you should go get it. And after a few people get in line, then more people get in line, because people want to buy what other people want to buy and not what you want to sell. So it's trying to make this visible. That's the most important part. So if you can do that, they all get in line. You open up the doors, you're like, for sale. No one's going to ask you for a cheaper price, because they know that there's more people, there is ice cream. So that's the takeaway. If anyone's thinking about starting a company, the first thing you do is get customers. Don't build anything. And my time's up. If you want to talk about it more later, I'm happy to talk about it. Thank you.